Hi, I am Sarah Kincaid, and I am with the Modern Classrooms Project, and I'm a teacher at Belfry High School in Pike County, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Modern Classrooms Project and my experience with it this summer. Now, before I begin, I'm going to tell you that anytime I see an email come through from Bernadette, I am not that person who's just like, oh, it's just another mass email out to everybody in KVEC. I don't want to spread it. I am reading it. I am like addicted to getting the grants, of getting free money, free stuff, whatever it is that she has to offer. So when I decided to do the Modern Classrooms project, it was sort of on a whim. It was towards the end of the school year when this came through, and I have a colleague, Dr. Chandran Hebridis, you might be hearing from him later, that he and I oftentimes are doing and participating in the ARI grants. So when we decided to do this, like I said, we were both, it was sort of a whim on both of our parts, like, hey, we're going to do this. And we saw that they were given an iPad and an iPencil. So I was like, that's even better for free stuff. So that's how I got involved in it. And I did the summer session, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let me click us down here. All right, so as I said, I am Sarah Kincaid from Belfry High School. And if you have any questions at any time, I should have put my email there, so I'm just going to tell you what it is now. It's sarah.kincaid@pike.kyschools.us, like everyone else's. But if you have any questions or want to follow up with me, I'll be happy to speak to you about what I went through with Modern Classrooms Project. So just to give you a little background on this, what is the Modern Classrooms Project? Well, it was founded by Kareem Farah and Robert Barnett, and they are math teachers in a Title I high school in Washington, D.C. So just like many schools in Kentucky or in Eastern Kentucky especially, we are a Title I school, and we meet certain guidelines, financial guidelines, and things like that. But what they were facing is also, again, not very dissimilar to what we are facing. They face chronic absenteeism and a wide range of skills within that class. So they saw that students weren't coming to school, and for whatever reason, and they were not all on the same level. It wasn't just an honors class, or it wasn't just a mid-level class, or it wasn't a remedial class. That was just this wide spectrum of students, which we face in our schools in Eastern Kentucky. And they decided that they were not reaching, and they realized they were not reaching their students, and that their students were missing out on so much, and that they were having to move forward and just continue on with the class. So what they did, they worked together to develop this instructional model that would empower every student regardless of their background and their attendance. Attendance was definitely mentioned different times, to master these key concepts and skills. So they were going to create a very much a blended and diverse classroom that would be different for the students. So their main philosophies at MCP are to empower the educator, to make the educator feel equipped to do what is necessary to reach all of the students. Now, in a perfect world, we would reach all of our students, but we also know that we have students of a variety of skills. We have classes that are smaller in number. First period may have 12 students, and fourth period have 27, and it's the same class. And so you face all kinds of obstacles inside your classroom, in addition to absenteeism and socioeconomic levels and a variety of learning levels. So they just said, we want to figure out a system that can make educators feel like they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. It became very student-centered, and that's what they said. They had to focus on what the student knew and what the student's skill levels were and what the student was willing to do for themselves. So it's going to basically take not really the stress, but take the focus off of what can I give you as a teacher, to turn that around to being can you learn as a student. It develops blended learning, so a variety of like video, independent learning, and then in class face-to-face instruction. So blends that together, does a combination of those things, as well as it's very self-paced. The student will work at their own pace within the confines of that unit, and so they're moving along as needed for their skill level. So this is what we're looking at for the concept, or their rationale behind it. The focus was to eliminate lectures, the stand and deliver lectures up in front of the class, 15, 20, 30-minute lectures, and create a series of smaller instructional videos of the teacher, not necessarily using something that someone else's formula has developed, even though that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's your face, your voice, your words, your lecture coming through on the video. And how that would impact student learning is that they would learn at their own pace, and the teacher would guide them through this. It says teachers are going to replace this one-size-fits all with being flexible, and then teachers assess students on mastery, not completion. So have they actually mastered this concept? Do they know what your learning target actually is wanting them to know? Now, because of this, it's said that teachers spend class time supporting students based on their measures of live academic mastery, or live measures of academic mastery. So it's data driven. Instead of just, okay, here's my lecture, here's your activity, I'm going to grade it. Okay, you have an F, you have an A, you have a C, whatever else. It's going to be looking at what level of the mastery content are you on for the session, for that unit session, and then I'm going to guide you through that. It also says that teachers spend less time managing behavior and supporting student learning. And so that student knows, it gives them that flexibility to say, okay, I realize that in this unit, there are 15 days in this unit. There's going to be at least 12 activities I must complete. This is required of me, and I have 15 days to get this done. So it gives them flexibility. So if a student is, has zoomed on ahead and is working on, activity 7 on the 4th day, then that student who is struggling a little bit, who's still on, on the 4th day, they might still be on activity 2. You can differentiate who needs assistance and who doesn't. Now, that all sounds great. And in addition to that, it was a summer program. I didn't have to really do anything. It was all virtual. It was all self-paced for me as well. And I didn't have to try to juggle some kind of class while I was teaching during the school year. So it was a 4-week summer program, 4 to 5-week summer program. And the advantage was that I was going to get my very own free iPad and iPencil. And so that sounded great to me. I liked that idea. I was happy to do that. But what I realized about maybe not even halfway, maybe it was a third of the way through it. So, it's very quick. Like I said, 4 to 5 weeks. I started thinking, it was worth it to get the iPad and the iPencil, but was it really worth it? And that's where I really want to focus my conversation today. There was a little bit of confusion at first, and Dr. Haridis and I both discussed this because we joined this because the marketing for the program, the summer program, indicated that we would learn how to make better classroom instructional videos via the use of iMovie. That's why they gave us the iPad and the iPencil. And so I was a little disappointed because I really thought this was going to be a thing to say, hey, let me teach you how to make a 6-minute video. And that's really not what it covered. I'll open up here to a little bit. We did get the iPad. I mean, it's ours. I have it. It's at home. And you did get the iPencil, which are both really great tools, but never at any time did, and we see this here on the PowerPoint, never at any time did we actually use the iPad or the iPencil. I felt like I already knew how to make an instructional video. I know all those tools. I wanted to make it better. I wanted to make it more engaging, where students wanted to participate and liked it and thought it was an interesting topic that I was discussing. And so I was wanting to use the technology of this program to be a part of that. And that wasn't really the case. And so what we're seeing here is that we were encouraged to use PowerPoint and Screencast-O-Matic and things like that, stuff that I've already used before. And so that was a little disappointing. You had to achieve mastery was the focus. They allowed for multiple attempts, and they focused on a self-paced units, which that was good. Unfortunately, the problems that I faced was that it had lots and lots of initial teacher work. So it was basically redesigning in a lot of ways all of your content. And that was a lot of work to do, especially since my session did not end until after the school year began. So I felt like I was behind already. And then due to COVID cancellations and NTIs there at the first of the year, it just made it difficult to implement this school year. So I have yet to implement the Modern Classrooms project into my classes. I was going to do it in my senior psychology elective first and then go from there, but I have yet to do that. My personal experience, I would like to, even though the people that I worked with, my mentor with the program was great. She was very agreeable, very helpful, and all of those things. But I would have liked to talk with someone who really was adept at using iMovie and how to make my videos more than just me sitting here in front of the camera talking, because I feel like this video today is no different than me speaking to you in person. So it's still really, in a lot of ways, stand and deliver, and I was looking for something that was going to really be engaging and entertaining and also effective, and we didn't quite get that with the program. But it was a great program. I will try. My goal is that I'm going to revamp some things and start it in the spring, in the spring semester in January, and go from there, because I definitely saw advantages to the modern classroom project, especially for classes that are not honors classes. This would be great for just your regular ed classes where you have a broad spectrum of students participating. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I guess I've said probably too much already, but it is a great tool. I still have much to learn to use it effectively, and anyone who's participated or would like to participate, let's maybe chat about some things, send some emails, and we can share what we've learned.